Okay, everyone, in here I'm going to do a demo with using the AWS Route53 service to demo how we're going to set up a DNS failover with the website. To be able to do in this demo, I have two web servers being created up for the settings, and I do have one domain ready for us to set up this function. All right. To be able to do that, we need to do a couple of things. So we will need to create a health check-in to monitor our web server is okay or not. Then we do need to create some records in the DNS as a failover function to cross into servers. And later on, we're going to test it to fail with the one server to see if how Route 53 is going to transfer to the new second server. All right. Currently, I'm showing this is the management console. I got a one domain. It's been prepared. So I can see we got this domain called typesa demo.cf. It's ready for us to use. And with this domain records, I don't accept the original NS and the SOA records. We don't have additional A records been set up. And on the server side, if I refresh the page, we do have two web servers ready. So web server 1 and web server 2, which contains two IP address. Is public, which is online. So can open these two from separate page. So this is the first one we're opening, which gives this column subjects with the instance ID and the host name. And the second one, as you can see, we refresh the page, we can find it's called server 2. Right, now we can come back to our AWS services to set up these things. So first one we're going to do is we're going to check, set up a health check because we want to monitor that service is running properly. So we're going to create a health check-in for the first server. Give a name called web service check. Right, we're using the protocols as HTTP point IP address with 52.200.209.23. This is the IP which is marked in here to show us the first. Leave the port numbers. In advanced configuration, we want to be quickly to done, so we choose the fast at 10 seconds. Right, we can leave the other options as it is and click next. And if you want to send it yourself as a warning message in the email systems, you can click this option. But for now, for this demo purpose, I just click as a no for current stage. Right. Once we're done, we can just wait in there for about a few seconds. It's going to be show up. Basically, we can click these health checking options in the health checks. We can find they're all passed all from different locations or passes health check. So probably in a few seconds, it's going to show as green up as ready. Right, just give one more freshing. Okay, we'll leave this option for now. We come back to check it because by now I can see all the health check in the past. It's just waiting for a few seconds to show the status. All right, come back to our hosted domains. All right, so next thing we're going to do is trying to create a record to point us to servers. So we're going to just create records. There was a couple of options in here for this failover option. We choose as the failover function and go to next. And in the record name, we just give an easy name as a 3W with the domain names. And we can choose it as A records. To be able to function properly in a DNS systems, we want to be quick response. I just type in as a 15 so they can be quickly response to our inquiries. And the next ones, we're going to define the failover records, click the options. We're going to point it as an IP address, and we'll put the first one of 52.200.209.23. And we do have to set up another failover function. For this one is the my server, which is chosen as the primary server. And for the health check-ins, which is the ones which has been set up. So from the list, we can find the web service check. Right. And for the easy to record it, we can call this one as a primary web server. Right. We define the options and create these records. Right. The records are ready. And we can create a second one for the second server. Just click create records. Still go back to failover function, go to next. In this case, we'll type in still the same domain name. Still the same TTL responding time, but when we come to define the failover records, right, we're going to choose a different IP address. They're going to 54.242.247.223. Right, now in the failed records, we're going to be as a secondary server, and we just put the name in as a secondary web server. Okay, we don't need a health checking for second one, on the first one for this demo purpose. Right, click the define ones, click records. Right, now come back to this web page. As you can see, we have two records being created for this domain and appointed two IP addresses. So, and first is the primary and the second is the secondary. So if I open this website, which you can find in that web server is definitely accessible from links, right? And if we move back to our system in the health check, right, we can find it currently everything's working fine. Our health checking everything is smoothly. So what we're gonna do now is we will be go to our EC2 server page. I'm gonna shut down the server once and make it inaccessible. So I'm gonna stop that instance. Right. So in a few seconds, as I can see, the server is been shutting down. Right. And now if I refresh this page again, you see it's been hanging there because the server wouldn't be accessible. And come back to this instance, the routing 53 health check. Right. Still represent the healthy, but when you come to health checkers, um, let's just go to the options. Fresh again. It's starting to fail because that's one is not available to access. All right, and also when we're trying to access the website, it's been refreshed down. That's all right. So we're going to refresh the page again. So we just, all right, we're probably going to wait in about more than 10 seconds. Currently, every failover is done. So you can see when you move your mouse, so you can see all the site is done. So I assume this one's becoming unhealthy very quickly. That's going to be trigger how with this EC2 instance is going to respond to helping this DNS to transfer to the second option. All right, so let me refresh the page again. Yeah, now as you can see, currently it's showing as unhealthy. And we come back to our domain and we're trying to fresh type the domains again. All right, wait a few seconds. And if we type in our NS lookup with that, um, right, as you can see, it's actually been transferred to the new IP address now. It's not really the first one. So if we copy this page and come to this page, if we type in another one again, maybe the browsers will still in there, so we can open a new page. Yeah, all right. So after we finish other ones, as you can see, we still type the same domain, but actually we're moving to the second server. All right. So in this ways, after a few seconds, once the health check-in identified, that's how the servers web server one is done, is actually going to jump into the second server. And if you look at the DNS records, it's going to using our secondary DNS IP address. It's going to use the second one to be taken as active. And once we access the server again, it should be able to help us to access the websites. All right, that's the end of the demo. Thank you, guys.